Just 2 days after that House passed the budget bill with a unanimous Democratic vote in favor, the Democratic caucus voted in a new leader, Russ Decker. He replaces former Majority Leader Judy Robson, who joins us now. And thanks very much.
Thank you. Nice to be here again.
Well, what is your reaction to that as thanks for your heavy lifting through this process?
Well, it's very difficult because all the Senate Democrats voted for the budget and nobody was complaining about the budget. And there was nothing in there that they didn't like. It protected all of our Democratic priorities. We got universal health care for children with the Badger Care expansion program. We also expanded money so that we could have the university protected, as well as the expansion of programs for K-12.
So you were feeling really good about what you had done and then blindsided?
Yeah, I was blindsided because I worked very hard to end the impasse, and I feel very strongly that it was time to have a budget. We could not shut government down, and we should start negotiating and pull the trigger on it. And I ended the impasse, and others wanted to keep it going for a little bit longer, and that would diminish the legislature, it would diminish the whole process, and we would all look terrible. Plus, there were going to be layoffs looming. It was time for a budget, and I ended the impasse.
And so, after that, Russ Decker said that he was looking for a little more muscle. Does that mean that you're weak?
They said they needed a stronger message and they needed more muscle, which means to me that they want to have a more rough and tumble legislative style. And it has always been my view that we change the way we operate, that women change the framework and how we operate things. And it's been my pattern, as well as my leadership style, to be inclusive, to develop consensus, to empower people, and to develop everybody's talent. And we have improved the decorum of the Wisconsin State Senate, and we also have improved the way our caucus operates. In the old days, people were yelling and screaming and throwing chairs. That ended. Everybody was respected, and we had very good conversations.
Do you think that's the difference between a female leadership style and a male leadership style?
In large part, that is the case, that women leaders would like to win on the issues. They don't need to have a winner. They don't need to have losers, that we win together and we join together.
So what do you make then about your unceremonious ouster?
Well, what I make from it is that the politics is rough and tumble, but I left with my integrity intact. There is no point when I had to compromise my integrity to get this budget done, and I'm very proud of my leadership.
Now, you were telling me that someone said in this closed caucus meeting where they voted you out as leader that you were too nice.
Yes, they did say that in the earshot of another woman senator, that I was too nice to be a leader. And I said that is a very sexist remark.
Do you think that this legislature as a whole is not ready for female leaders?
I think that the legislature can be ready, but we need to elect more women. Because what we are trying to do is play by the old rules, the old men rules, at the same time trying to change them. And we're trying to change the framework in which we operate. People want us to get along. They want to end the fight just for fighting and to end the impasses that we have.
Now you've said that other people wanted to hold out longer, and you thought that the time was to settle this thing and get it done. Who wanted to hold out?
Well, the conferees wanted to hold out a little bit longer.
Russ Decker?
Yes. Why don't we wait a little bit longer? Maybe we could get a little bit more, and we may have an impasse that will shut government down. That is not good. I've always believed that we can find an end, and there was nothing about the Senate spending that was impossible. It was exactly what we had to begin with and how we ended it.
So Russ Decker wanted to shut government down?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but holding out a little bit longer, Governor Doyle said today, this is a day of triumph, and I could have this same day had started to lay workers off, but instead I'm signing the budget. So this is a day of triumph. And that would have been the outcome if we had delayed much longer. We were dealing with the speaker who really, and with a lot of people in his assembly caucus that did not want a budget and were willing to take that risk of shutting down government. And when you're dealing with folks like that, it's very hard to negotiate. And so I thought that We got a very good budget.
You were criticized in the press anyway for being marginalized because the Hipsch ended up negotiating with the governor. How accurate is that?
Well, the governor was very active in the negotiations. When he called us into the mansion, the two of us, to start negotiating, he began to be very influential in the process, and he needed to do that. And then when he called us into special session, the bill we passed from the state Senate was the compromise that we had worked on with the speaker until he kind of walked away from it. So I think we forced the hand. The governor was actively involved, and his help was very important in getting this budget process moving.
Was it your idea to put Healthy Wisconsin in and hold on to it? It
was my idea to get Healthy Wisconsin into the budget. I took a risk, and in some ways I'm a victim of that, but it's a wonderful universal health care plan. It's a national model. We took it out, but we got things for it. We got to expand health care through Badger Care Plus and women's health and other things. And it's going to live another day. We're going to redesign it, retool it, improve it as we've heard is necessary, and introduce it as parallel legislation.
What was it like, this is final question, what was it like to be in that closed caucus when you realized that your leadership position was on the block?
It was very difficult. However, you know, that's democracy. There were some friends that came forth that I didn't expect to come forth that were just wonderful. And a good friend of mine who stabbed me in the back and became the Brutus. It was very hard.
Who was that?
It was closed caucus.
All right. Judy Robson, thanks very much.
Thank you.